Friends, good morning to you all. Today I will talk on use case diagram, that is elaboration phase of unified process model. What is actor? Primary actor and secondary actor. Primary actor is useful to initialize the use case, while secondary actor is useful to support the execution of the particular use case. Primary actors are placed at the left hand side, while secondary actors are placed at right hand side. In this diagram, customer is a primary actor, cash dispenser, which is placed at the right hand side, is a secondary actor. However, these concepts are not provided in the UML. Ivar Jacobson has used the terminology primary actor and secondary actor in his book Use Case Driven Approach. Customer is an actor. Actor can be a person, organization, or it can be a external system. System is represented by the rectangle in which all the use cases like open account, withdraw cash, clear checks, loan application, get report are the use cases, and the border is given to it. Now, what is generalization of the actor? Association like include or uses and extend relationship. Now, customer can open the account. Second use case is deposit funds, withdraw funds, third use case, and NRFC customer can convert the currency. Now, in this case, deposit funds and there is a relationship extend. So, calculate bonus and deposit fund. So, between these two cases, there is an extend relationship. So, in this diagram, deposit funds is a base use case and calculate bonus is extended use case. The stereotype used for this relationship is extend, and the arrow is towards the base use case. Extend relationship is not always used. Extend relationship can be used whenever you will meet the particular use case will meet a particular condition. Now here the customer deposit the funds and we have to calculate the bonus. We can calculate the bonus under the condition that is if the amount is over than 10,000 or age is over 55, then only you can calculate the bonus of the employee. Otherwise not. Now include association. In include association, deposit fund is a base use case and update balance is a include use case. In use case diagram, whatever may be the functionality is common, that functionality is assigned to a particular use case, and that use case is used by some other use cases of the use case diagram. In this case, deposit funds include update balance, withdraw funds include update balance. Now, other name for include relationship is uses. So in include or uses relationship, the include use case is always executed. So whenever you have to execute the deposit funds use case, it will execute the update balance use case. So include use case is always executed, while extend use case is not always executed by the base use case. If you will meet the particular condition, then only extend use case can be executed. So in this case study, you can say that customer is a type of NRFC customer. So this relationship is known as generalization of the actor. Now there is a generalization of the use case also. So ATM system is the system which is enclosed into the boundary. So system is represented by the boundary, operator and customer. They are primary actors. Bank is a secondary actor. Therefore, it is placed at right hand side. Operator can start the system or operator can shut down the system. So system startup and system shutdown are the two use cases handled by the operator. Now, customer is associated with the use case session, and session include transaction. Now, transaction is a withdraw transaction, deposit transaction, transfer transaction, inquiry transaction. So this is known as generalization of the transaction. Now, what is extension point? Here, ATM transaction is there, and it is generalization of the use cases, check balances, deposit funds, withdraw cash, transfer funds. So this is the notation for the generalization. Now here extension point is there. Extension point notation. So ellipse like notation of use case is divided into two parts. At the upper part, you can write the name of the use case, that is ATM transaction, and below you can write the extension point. So this base use case is there. This base use case can extend to ATM help under the condition that button help is pushed, then extension point can be menu. So extension points are represented by this notation. Now here customer authentication is the use case. So it is include use case because whenever you will do the ATM transaction, you must execute the customer authentication use case. Now you see this subsystem for online shopping. So this is a systems stereotype that you have to write at the top of the system and view items, make purchase, checkpoint, client registration. These are the use cases. Now at the left hand side, registered customer is there, new customer is there, web customer is there. So web customer is a registered customer, web customer is a new customer. Two possibilities are there. So this is known as generalization of the actors. Registered customer can view the items for the online shopping, then he can make the purchase. So here there is a include relationship between make purchase and view items. There is a include relationship between make purchase and checkout. And on right hand side there are certain actors like identify provider will help to execute the view item or checkpoint use case. Now this is a abstract use case diagram for the subsystem. Now like data flow diagram, one level diagram is mapped with the second level DFD. So like one level DFD may be mapped with the second level DFD. In same fashion, we can expand the abstract use case diagram. So here, view item use case may extend, and to view the items on the website, you have to search the items, you can browse the items, view recommended item, you can add the item into the shopping cart, or you can add the item to wish list. So here view item is a base use case, and search item, browse items, all these use cases are extended use cases. Now view recommended item include customer authentication. This indicates that whenever you have to do the recommendation of the viewed item, you have to execute the customer authentication. Now, in the similar fashion, the checkout use case involves payment use case that can be done either by the credit card and external credit payment services or with PayPal. So again, here you will see that checkout use case includes customer authentication use case, update shopping cart or view shopping cart, or you can include calculate taxes and shipping. Checkpoint use case can also include payment. So payment is a include use case, which is generalized use case, because payment can be done by using the payment by credit use case or payment by PayPal. So in this use case, credit payment service will help to execute the payment by credit. So credit payment service or PayPal are the actors which are placed at right hand side. Now we will deal with how ATM system work. So this is a graphical user interface. So in this graphical user interface, you can see that there is a card reader, there is a keypad. You can insert the card from this reader. There is a deposit slot. This is a graphical user interface. This slot is for receipt printer. Screen buttons are here and display screen is here. And whenever the pin number is inserted from the keyboard and ATM card is processed, the ATM machine can dispense the cash from this slot. So we can do the elaboration of the ATM system. So ATM system is one subsystem in banking transaction. Therefore, here you can write the stereotype subsystem. This rectangle represent the boundary of the system. Customer is an actor which is placed on the right hand side. This is primary actor. ATM technician is a primary actor and bank is a secondary actor. When customer deals with check balance or deposit funds, withdraw cash, transfer funds, all these use cases are executed by the customer, and whenever customer is executing these use cases, bank provide the service and help to the customer for the execution of the particular use case. So customer is linked with the check balance. So this link is known as association. Like ATM technician, so he will deal with bank ATM maintenance. So maintenance use case is there, repair use case is there. Maintenance include replenishing. Maintenance use case include upgrades. Maintenance use case include diagnostic. Now include use case is always executed whenever the base use case is executed. Also include use case is a common use case which is used by some other use case of the system. So in this diagram, maintenance use case and repair use case both are using the diagnostic use case. Now we will understand the flow of information about the use case withdraw cash. So customer is associated with the transaction withdraw cash, and This use case is supported by bank system or service administrator and security administrator. So what is the precondition? Precondition is that the bank customer must possess a bank card. The network connection to the bank system must be active. Third precondition is the system must have at least some cash that can be dispensed. Fourth precondition is the cash withdrawal service option must be available. Now, post condition in this scenario is the ATM has returned the card and dispensed the cash to the customer, and the withdrawal is registered on the customer's account. Second post condition is the ATM has returned the card to the customer and no withdrawal is registered on the customer's account. Third post condition is the ATM has returned the card but has not supplied the amount of cash registered as withdrawn from the customer's account. The discrepancy is registered in the ATM's log. The ATM has kept the card, no withdrawal has registered on the customer's account, and the customer has been notified where to contact for more information. So, precondition is a state of the system before the execution of the use case, and in the ATM system for the use case withdrawal cash, post condition is a condition which will tell us about the state of the system after the execution of the particular use case. Now, in this use case, we will study basic flow events and alternative flows, and what are the special requirements for this. So basic flow up event is first is insert card. The use case begins when the actor customer inserts their bank card into the card reader on the ATM. The system allocates an ATM session identifier to enable errors to be tracked and synchronized between the ATM and the bank system. Second flow is read card. The system reads the bank card information from the card. Third basic flow event is authenticate customers, performs the flow authenticate customer to authenticate the use of the bank card by the individual using the machine. Select withdrawal, then select amount, confirm withdrawal perform, eject card. So these are the basic flow of events: insert card, read card, select withdrawal, select amount, confirm withdrawal perform, eject card. Alternative flows: first flow is customer authentication by PIN. Then handle no communication with the bank system. So validate the card information by the service administrator. Handle no communication with the customer's bank. Handle inactive card or account. Handle stolen bank card. Handle invalid bank card information. Handle correct PIN not entered. Then second alternative flow is specialist withdrawal facilities. So handle the withdrawal of non-standard amount. Then card handling. Handle card jam. Handle unreadable bank card. You can handle the invalid card, eject card. Handle card left behind by customer. Then receipt handling. Offer receipt handling to the customer. Withdraw the receipt facility. Handle the printing of receipts. Error handling. Handle authentication failure. Handle the bank not approving the withdrawal. Handle cash dispensing errors. So there are various scenarios under the receipt handling. Then you can handle the bank system stopping responding. handle loss of connection to the security administration, and subflows are authenticate customer, assess funds on hand, conduct withdrawal, service shutdown, handle transaction adjustment, and special requirement is reliable cash dispensing. So after this, whenever all these things are handled, basic flow and alternative flow, the withdraw amount use case will be executed, and ATM machine will dispense the cash, and then the system will be in the post condition. That is, the ATM has returned the card and dispensed the cash to the customer, and the withdrawal is registered on the customer's account. The ATM has returned the card to the customer, and no withdrawal is registered on the customer's account. The ATM has returned the card but has not supplied the amount of cash registered as withdrawn from the customer's account. The ATM has kept the card, no withdrawal has registered on the customer's account, and the customer has been notified where to contact for more information. So, depending on the basic flow of events and alternative flows, the use case will be executed, and you will observe the post condition of the system. So, now we will see how to detail use case. So use case template. So first of all, we have studied what is use case diagram, what is actor association, generalization of the actor, generalization of the use case, include and extend relationship. Now the diagram can be detailed. So how to detail the use case? So this is the use case template where you can write the use case name, description, precondition and post condition, basic path, alternative path, exception path. So just I have detailed the withdrawal use case, its preconditions, post conditions, basic flow, alternative path, and exception path. Now this template is detailed here. Use case template. So use case can be detailed with the help of text. So this is the format you can say. So you have to prepare the table where there are two columns. First column is about the use case components, and second column is a description. So under use case you can write name of the use case, description of the use case, the actor involved into the use case, then viewpoint, precondition, post condition, then you can write the primary scenario, then relationship include extend or generalization, then you can write the alternative path, exceptions, and lastly non-functional requirements. So you have to use this template for a particular use case diagram. So here use case and description. So use case name is payment of salary. Description is it calculate the salaries for all the employees of the institution. Actor involved into this use case is head of accounting department or accounting assistant. Viewpoint is account department. This use case is executed by the account department. Primary scenario, first get information about employees, calculate salaries, and print check. Here include relationship is check printing. and non-functional requirements are security and performance. So like this, you can study various use cases and you can place it into the template. Now we will study one use case diagram for Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Library VJTI. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Library VJTI is a library that lends books for a specified period of time to the students, faculties, and non-teaching staff. Books are lent to members only. If available, the book is issued forthwith to the requesting member. If the book is not currently available, the member can reserve the same. If the member fails to return the book after the specified period and or losses or damages the book, he is required to make good the loss or damage. Now, here you can identify the actors. So, from this case study of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Library VJTI, librarian and members are the actors. Now, this is the use case diagram. So, here librarian and members are the use cases. Librarian can issue the book, collect dues, renew issues of the book. Librarian can view catalog. Member can return the book. Member can reserve the book. Member can renew the membership. So, under library system, these are the various use cases, and librarian and member are the actors. Now, member is a generalized actor because member is a student, faculty, non-teaching staff. So, member is generalized actor. So, this is the notation you can show into the use case diagram. Member is there, and then student, faculty, non-teaching are the actors. So, member is a generalized actor. So, you can use this notation for the generalization of the actor. Use case description example. So, here you can write use case name, actors, purpose, overview, precondition, post condition, and you can write pseudocode. So, the use case begins when either actor starts browsing for a book. They can specify a specific book by title, author, or publisher. All books satisfying the specified criteria are displayed to the user, that is, librarian or member. So, in a view catalog use case, librarian and members are the actors, and this is the main flow of event. So, here we can modify this use case diagram by adding some associations. So here in this diagram, librarian is associated with issue book, and issue book uses the update books in hand. Now update books in hand is a include use case, while issue book is a base use case. So arrow is towards the include use case. The arrow uses arrow between issue book and update books in hand is towards include use case. Now here member is returning the book. Return book use case is also using the update books in hand. So in this use case diagram, update books in hand is a include use case, is a common use case, is a common functionality which is used by more than other two use cases, more than two use cases, and therefore you can claim that this is a include use case And whenever you are executing or librarian is executing the base use case issue book will execute will always execute the update books in hand use case. Here permit transaction is there. So permit transaction is extended by book result and charges of dues. Here extend relationship arrow is toward the base use case. So in this way you can use the extend relationship and uses relationship. Extend relationship is not always executed. It is executed under certain assumptions and conditions. So we will use the use case template for the issue book use case. So this is the template. Here you can assign the particular code for the use case like register book loan, and you can specify the dependencies of this use case register book loan. So obj001 to manage book loans, that is your objective. Then obj005 to know library users preferences, that is your objective. CRQ003 maximum number of simultaneous loan, and then dependency is return date for a loan, that is business rule. So description of the register book loan is what? The system shall behave as described in the following use case when a library user requests a loan of one or more books. So what is the precondition of this register book loan use case? The precondition of the system is the library user has been identified by means of his or her identity card, has picked up the books to loan from the shelves, has not reached the maximum number of simultaneous loans, and has no penalty. So the ordinary event flow for this register book loan is as below. Step 1. Step 1 is actor librarian request the system for starting the book loan registering process. Step 2 is the system request for the identification of the library user requesting a loan. Third step is actor librarian provides identification data of the library user to the system. Fourth step is the system request for the identification of the books to be loaned. Fifth, actor librarian provides identification data of the books to the loan to the system. Sixth, the system displays the return date for each of the books to be loaned and requests loan confirmation for each of them. 7. Actor library user confirms the librarian which books he or she wants to loan after knowing return dates. 8. Actor librarian reconfirms the book loans confirmed by the library user to the system. 9. The system informs that book loans have been successfully registered. So, after the execution of these steps, what is the post condition of the system? Post condition of the system is the library user can take the loan books away and the system has registered the books loan. In this use case, exceptions are the action is if the library user has already reached the maximum number of simultaneous loans or has penalty, the system informs of the situation, then this use case is cancelled. So comment is the maximum number of simultaneous book loans and the loan period depend on the library policy and can change the future. So in this way, whatever may be the use case is constructed or considered by you in the use case diagram, the execution process or ordinary event flow is described in the template. Due to this precondition and post condition, you can recognize how this use case is associated with some other use cases. This post condition may relate the system with some other use case, and therefore, due to this use case templates, you will try to understand the flow of information of the system. Now, if you will think about the use case issue book, under issue book, login, search book, issue book, these are the use cases. So, login is a include use case, search book is a include use case, and then issue book is a base use case. So you can write the pseudocode for the login, use case login. Description is what? The user logins to the library management system by providing user ID and password. Precondition, the user has accessed the main page of the system. Then you write the event flow. You can say it is a pseudocode. First, display home page of library management system. Second, enter user ID and password. Third, if user ID and password are validated, then user successfully logged in. Else, display user is not a member of library. User has to register to the system. So post condition is user logged in or registered to the system. So in this way, you have to describe the use case login. Then you can also give the description of the search book. So use case is search book. Description is user request for the book. Book can be searched on the basis of book ID, author, and name. Precondition is user successfully logged into the system. Pseudocode is enter book ID, author, or book name to be searched. Second step, if book ID, author, or name of book matches with that in the repository, then get the status of the book, get details of the user, else display message book not found. So the post condition of this search book use case is the book searched or book not searched. And then you can write the template for the issue book. So use case is issue book. Description, book is issued to the user. Precondition, book is found in the repository. Then pseudocode, if book found, then get book status and number of books issued to the user. If no, a book issued to the user is greater than maximum limit, then sorry, book cannot issue. Else, book issued to the user, update the repository, user DB, book status are updated in the repository. So the post condition is book is issued and necessary updates to the repository are made. So now in this way you can narrate the particular use case. Now this is a photograph of my cabin. Veer Mata Jijabai, Chhatrapati Shivaji, and Savitribai Phule, and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. So here I have made the question like identify use cases, preconditions, post conditions, triggers, and use cases performed by Savitribai Phule and Mahatma Jyotirao Phule. Clearly identify the primary actor and secondary actors. Construct the use case diagram and write the use case template for one important use case. So you have to identify the roles played by the following and its impact on society. So whenever you have to prepare or implement any system, you have to identify the roles played by Savitribai Phule. You have to identify the role played by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule. You have to construct the use case diagram and then write the use case template. So in this scenario, Savitribai Phule and Mahatma Jyotirao Phule. Sometimes Savitribai Phule will act as a primary actor. Sometimes Mahatma Jyotirao Phule will act as a secondary actor. So Savitribai Phule can also act as a primary actor and secondary actor. Sometimes Mahatma Jyotirao Phule will act as a primary actor, sometimes secondary actor. So you have to identify the scenario in which their role is changed. I mean to say that the same actor can act as a primary actor or secondary actor. It depends on the situation. And therefore, UML have not considered these two terminologies like primary actor or secondary actor. But these terminologies are given by the Ivar Jacobson, and therefore I have also used the terminologies of Ivar Jacobson. So thank you to you all.